Paul's show. You guys do a great job.
Thank you so much. And guys and gals, we have a couple more items here. We will stay with football. 1994, this date in history, Steve Young of the San Francisco 49ers becomes the first quarterback to win 3 straight NFL passing titles despite a 37-34 overtime loss to the Eagles. First to lodge 3 consecutive passer ratings of 100-plus as well. Steve Young.
Amazing football player. Obviously, I'm left-handed. I love to see left-handed quarterbacks throw the football. Michael Vick, Steve Young, Kenny Stabler. And, we've been doing this for a long time now, Avi, or 6 months. So maybe I'm repeating this story, but it relates to Steve Young. When I came out of Carolina in 84, the USFL was in existence then, and they drafted by region. And it didn't make any sense to me, but the LA Express had the region of the Southeast, so they could draft only from that region. They broke it down that way. And I was drafted by the LA Express. I was contacted by their general manager to inform me that I had been drafted, but the big but came. Dell, we've drafted you, but we signed Steve Young just not long ago, and we literally have no money to offer you as a signing bonus.
Oh.
And yeah, I said, well, I literally have no interest in talking to you, and hung up the phone. So.
Feeling was mutual after that, man.
Yeah.
I believe that. And guys, we don't ever. That's an amazing story. How you just think about circumstances that are intertwined as we bring. And a lot of the stuff we bring about is usually intertwined. And guys and gals, every single time Dell has to recollect that story, he never gets mad. He never gets upset. Why? Of course, because life goes on, and he makes the best of everything. No matter which career he chose, he excelled in it. But what helped him out? I'm not saying that this was the deciding factor in what helped him move forward, but what helped him out was right guard, extreme defense, to be exact. Arctic refresh for 72 hours. Dell Wilkes has his right guard. And guys and gals, and I want to bring this up right now, James. I know I had a problem with you yesterday in the green room. For those who didn't watch it, somebody showed up and put you in your place, didn't they? Your superior, a man I call a friend, Todd. Todd showed up and put you in your place because you're a rep. You don't rep me. You don't rep these shows. I'm doing my job, and I'm doing it so well. And Todd put you in your place. So if you keep coming on these shows, we haven't talked about the green room yet, so I'll just bring this up for 1 second. If you still show up on my show on Saturday night, be prepared to chewed out by the T1000 Todd himself, the man who gave you his job, Dell Wilkes.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Good for Todd.
Todd showed up yesterday. Absolutely. It was quite the show at the tail end of the show. Guys, 1998, this is a coach who I remember as a Houston Rockets coach and Boston Celtics coach, but in 1998, he was the Los Angeles Clippers coach, unfortunately, back then. The laughing stock of the NBA, the Clippers. He coached his 2000th NBA game, and he actually won that game, 2,000 NBA games. And Bill Fitch served the country. Bill Fitch did a lot that people don't know about. He's still with us. He's a Hall of Famer as well. I always loved his rugged style, and of course he coached the Boston Celtics to their first championship during the Larry Bird era. Robert Parrish was a Celtic that year. Kevin McHale was a rookie. You see them both in this picture. Later on, of course, we talked about K.C. Jones, who ended up, who was an assistant to Bill Fitch, passed away last Saturday, ended up becoming the head coach after Bill Fitch, but Larry Bird still credits Bill Fitch for being the guy that instilled a lot of discipline within him and all of the Boston Celtics players, Dell Wilkes.
I was a fan of Bill Fitch, and of course I love those teams. I was a big Sixers fan, and it seemed like the Sixers could never get past the Celtics except that one year, but always enjoyed watching the Bill Fitch coach teams. And
even when he was wearing wardrobe like this in this photo?
Yeah, that was sort of the sign of the times. And you brought up Robert Parrish. I could remember they got him in a trade from the Golden State Warriors.
Yes, they did.
And I can't remember who was involved in the trade. Carroll, a big man named Carroll.
Joe Barry Carroll, who I used to call Joe Barely Cares because he just didn't.
Yeah, right.
He was the first draft pick of Golden State's. And you're right, Parrish came in there that year. In 80-81 when they first won a title under Bill Fitch, Bedell.
Yeah, I knew he'd come from Golden State, and what a big part, the Chief. Never showed a lot of expression on the court.
No.
I remember a couple of fights he got into, but, man, what a solid, consistent big man he was.
And those fights that you remember that he got into was probably Lambier when he slugged Lambier about two or three times.
That's exactly right. It sure was.
Oh man! Anytime I could squeeze in a little old school basketball, I will if I can. And of course, the last nugget of information. Well, we got two more. 2005, Craig Ferguson becomes the host of the Late Late Show. Dell, I'm not really a fan of Craig Ferguson. A lot of people like him. Not really my cup of tea. I'll pull up a photo of this guy. I'm not sure if you've seen him on television or not. I think he does have. There are moments. There are moments where I enjoy his humor, but I'm not exactly a fan.
The face looks familiar. I don't watch late night TV. I used to when Carson was on, and I used to watch Letterman. And then got away from him once he sort of became a left wing nut job. But this guy looks familiar, but I don't think I've ever watched his show.
I don't think you've missed much. As a matter of fact, you would have lost some precious moments in life if you watched him. 2007, the last nugget we have is 2007. This happened 14 years ago. High profile, Miami Dolphins head coach Nick Saban resigns after agreeing to return to college football and take the head coaching job. This happened 14 years ago, and of course, it was in Alabama.
What an amazing coach. The greatest college football coach ever. I think that title used to belong to Bear Bryant, rightfully so. But when you think of what Saban's did or done, he went Michigan State, turned that program around, went to LSU, won a national championship there. And if, like we were saying earlier in the show tonight, if he wins this one, that will be 6 in 12 years. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And I want to tell you about it, Avi. Yep. It's about the structure. It's about the system with him. And you do things the right way over and over and over again. I saw a real good 60-minute segment on him about 3 or 4 years ago, and it showed him at his football camp that he has every summer, for youth. They can come to the football camp free and learn football. He's got his coaching staff there, some Alabama players, some former Alabama players. And at the end of the camp, all the kids line up in a line, and he walks by one at a time, and he shakes their hand and then hands them their plaque for participating in the camp. Well, he's going down the line, and you talk about a stickler to the process.
Right.
He's got the plaque in hand, and one kid, Nick, sticks out his hand to shake his hand. This is the way we do it. And the kid takes the plaque first. Nick grabs it back. He said, "Listen to me, son." He said, "We do things by a process here. I shake your hand first, then I hand you the plaque. We never vary from the process." And that's how much of a stickler he is to the process. And it's paid big dividends.
A story like that says it all. It really does about the man. And I can respect that. Guys, what a show it's been on Unmasking the Truth. I have a quote for Dell. We're going to sign off. And again, 2021 is here. As it pertains to wrestling with anything but, a bright spot of 2020 was the movement that we began in July. I planned it out a while back, prior to that even, and I cannot express how fortunate I am to be able to grace this stage with Dell and everybody else in this family for you guys and gals. To be able to watch this show and every other show we have in our lineup, we don't miss a day. We're here nonstop for you. So as difficult as 2021 gets, we're your lifeline. We're here for you. You can watch us every single day. You know that. Tomorrow I'll have a preview and a review show at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I do want to thank Right Guard. There's another sponsor we're talking to as well. I want to thank our brand new marketing team, 5WPR as well. This is a quote for Dell. Arnold Schwarzenegger said, "Strength does not come from winning. Your struggle develops your strengths. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength." I agree. Strength is developed through defeat. Defeat teaches us solution-based ideas and principles that are necessary ingredients for success, such as Dell just brought up. A man that reminds us that defeat isn't everlasting is a man that rises to the occasion each and every time. He values consistency when it is done right, and he also happens to be sitting to my right, and he was also a right guard. So the key word is right. He's a man that I respect for who he is and what he stands for. His name is Dell Wilkes, a true friend, someone that embodies truth, and somebody that speaks the truth, and every Sunday unmasks the truth wholeheartedly. The floor is yours, my good friend.
Thank you, Avi, for the kind words. And the old saying is, you'll never go wrong by doing right. Do right, do right, do right, do right. And that's so true. And we appreciate everything you do. You're a tireless worker. It's just unbelievable, the time and effort and the hours that you put into this, and we appreciate that. And folks, we appreciate each and every one of y'all being a part of this. You are what's allowed us to do what we do. It's fun. We enjoy it. We come together and we just have discussions and we talk about life and we talk about things that are important to us. We laugh, we cut up, we just have a lot of fun. And we appreciate you being here each and every Sunday night. 2021 may not be easy. It may be difficult, but we're up to the task and we'll be able to get it done. So let's keep doing it. Appreciate you, Billy. Let's get back together next Sunday night at 8:00 as we continue Unmasking the Truth. I wish you a good week, and we'll see you a week from tonight. Good night.